Radio Rahim here with Mauricio Sulaiman, the man who needs no introduction. And if you didn't know, he's got the WBC crown right there across his chest, one I've never seen before. You got to break this belt down for me. This one is fantastic.
This is the 50th anniversary of the Rumble in the Jungle. This belt was designed and created in Africa, in the heart of Africa, for the world. 50 years ago, Ali and Foreman battled in what was for the heavyweight championship. Tomorrow we have the heavyweight championship here in Riyadh, and the winner will take home this belt that has all the elements from Africa from 50 years ago.
You know, I just spoke to George Foreman at the press conference announcing that they're going to name the stadium that those fighters originally fought in, Ali Foreman Stadium in the Congo. And it's amazing that you've created this belt again on the anniversary. Potentially, there could be another fight in the Congo and they fight for one of these anniversary belts.
Absolutely. I have a great care and respect for George Foreman and his kids. I'm a very good friend of the kids. And we are talking together. We will support everything to commemorate the life and legacy of George Foreman. And Muhammad Ali, they together made history, and this is honoring them with a heavyweight championship fight.
And shout out to George Jr., who put that press conference together with the Congolese. And Turkey has, His Excellency has talked about a fight in Africa. Have you had a discussion about putting something like that together, potentially on the same site?
I have not discussed this with His Excellency, but certainly anything that is done for the good of boxing, we will support 100%.
Well, one of the major things he's done for the good of boxing is bring together an undisputed heavyweight champion. This year it was the first time in 25, and now we're seeing the rematch. I mean, you're at the heart of that. I know you can't be biased, but what does your heart say after having seen all that we've seen up until this point?
Well, the first fight was epic. Just when Usyk seemed to be going down, came back and ferociously won the fight. Now it's the intensity of yesterday I have never seen before. It's going to be a tremendous match.
It was 11 and a half minute stare-off. You've been around boxing long as anybody here. Have you ever seen a stare-off that lasted that long?
Never in my life. And I was up close and I could feel the energy. They would not take their eyes away from each other. They didn't say a word up until the end. And it is just a pure natural. No pushing, no shoving. It's a natural intensity that they have for this fight.
A lot of people are talking about the intensity that Tyson is bringing to the fight week. He has not been cooperative with the press. He is not interested in answering questions or clowning around like he did the first time out. What do you make of that?
Well, it's the concentration. It is all for grabs. He lost his undisputed, undefeated record, his WBC belt, and the pride that goes with that. A fighter is not about money. Believe it or not, it's more about the pride, about the honor that they represent. So this is everything for both of them tomorrow night.
And for Usyk's sake, you know, Turkey has said he's in Tyson's corner, and the potential of a Joshua Fury fight in England, or even Dubois Fury for undisputed, all of that hangs on Tyson winning. So it seems like Usyk's up against all the odds come Saturday night. How do you think that affects him?
A person who has his country invaded, a person who has been in the battle line, a person who represents the Ukraine spirit, there's nothing that will slow him down.
The WBC, the green belt, has been at the helm of boxing for decades and decades. It's been through all the eras, really. They are talking about how this era already now can compare to past ones. Where do you place this in the history of boxing? Is this another golden age?
It is absolutely. We had the era of the 20s, the 40s, the Madison Square Garden, the Don King, Bob Arum era. Now it's the Turki Alalshikh era. Just in 14 months, he has revolutionized the sport, bringing all promoters together, bringing what never could have thought to be happening. It's happening, and we all have to support and collaborate.
And before I let you go, obviously the Ring Magazine relaunch, rebirth, just took place yesterday. Another staple in the sport of boxing. You've been around for so many covers of Ring magazine in the past. What do you see for the future of that magazine, and what did you feel last night when you saw this rebirth?
I love it because the Ring magazine and the ring itself is a history of the sport. Before telephone, before internet, before social media, there was the Ring record book. That was the record keeping of history of boxing. Not the platforms that we know today. It all came from the Ring. And I'm very happy. I'm a big boxing fan as well. I love to read good articles. And I welcome the Ring with as happy as I could be.
We know that the sanctioning bodies, all of them, but again, especially the green belt, because all the fighters want it, have a difficult time getting promoters together, networks together to make the fights and then get the champions to fight the contenders that they want. How is this era that we're talking about now, this new golden era, changed your job and the way the WBC operates now that Saudi and Riyadh season are at the helm?
Well, it is a matter of understanding the times, the matter of having the flexibility within your rules and to mediate and to collaborate. There's no need to impose unnecessary mandatories when they are not needed, when the best are fighting the best. We have to support the efforts, to support what the fans want to see. And it's just we're moving along. We are completely in support. And it's because all the promoters are working together. And that could only happen because the leadership that has been shown by His Excellency.
Do you have a preference when this dust settles here in February, after whoever wins this fight, whoever wins a fight in February, do you think that means that we need to see undisputed again? I mean, Usyk hasn't lost. He was undisputed. They took that belt. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
He's undisputed. Once a fighter becomes undisputed, in our books, he's undisputed. So we're trying to get somewhere. It doesn't change things. He is undisputed. Usyk is undisputed, regardless. And if Fury wins, he has to be considered undisputed.
Where do you think Dubois fits into that equation?
Well, he can fight. Of course, I respect Dubois. I respect he's a champion. But there has to be a level that eventually we'll get to that.
And lastly, I love to ask this question at the end of the year. You being in a catbird seat in boxing and have the ability to at least influence matchups, if you had a magic wand and could make one fight in 2025, what does Mauricio Sulaiman want to see?
Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren.
They're buddies now.
I know, they're good friends.
Now, they're going to walk together down the aisle, with every fight. And you know what? I also made peace with Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
This is lovely land. This is love land. Wonderland. We're in Wonderland.
Yeah, everybody's getting hit with Cupid's arrow out here. All right, well, we'll see what happens with the promoters. Maybe we can get a promoter's belt. Maybe you make a promoter's belt, and then we can get these guys lacing up and fighting each other. Radio Rahim with Mauricio Sulaiman, this beautiful belt on the 50th anniversary of Ali Foreman. What a great way to commemorate it. This Saturday night, we'll see the heavyweights again. Pleasure, Mauricio. As always, thank you for all of that you do and this incredible belt that you made.
Appreciate it.